Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Manchester United nil, Arsenal nil. Pretty good game, I guess. Not a snooze fest, definitely, but yeah, not a win either, and very disappointing result. Manchester City are now what 3 points up, 3 points up with a game in hand, which means they'll be 6 points up, which means Manchester United are officially out of the title race. As quick as we were at the top of the league, we're now 6 points adrift from Manchester City, and that's really the difference between investment and no investment. Ed Woodward, the Glazers, all these dickheads running the club don't understand that we as a team are not champion caliber. We're not winners. We're bottle jobs. Whenever we face adversity, we bottle it, and tonight that was the case. We faced adversity in that we were gonna draw a game in which we should have won, and nobody stepped up. Cavani had the biggest chances of the game and put both of them wide. As much as I love Cavani and I love his work rate, tonight he was not exactly great, and he should have put that to bed. If he put them to bed, that would have been 1-0. Arsenal would have pressed us and we would hit them on counter. What else can I say? He just wasn't his night, and the fact that he's not playing game in and game out, and he comes on for 10-20 minutes every game, just really doesn't help his match fitness. And yeah, his work rate was good, but yeah, wasteful tonight. Overall, very disappointing result. I really wanted to win tonight, but Arsenal fully deserved the point. Pepe threatened with a few chances, Xhaka hit the bar, but on the other side, Bruno's free kick would have gone in if it wasn't for David Luiz. And overall, I think Arsenal defended well. They sat deep, they executed their game plan, they just missed a goal. But overall, I think they do deserve the point. They played well, and I'm not surprised they've kept that many clean sheets. As much as I hate saying that, David Luiz was deservedly the man of the match. Shored up the back line, saved Bruno Fernandes's free kick from going in, and really commanded that backline well. Harry Maguire, take notes, but not much else to say. Onto the player ratings. David De Gea, 6, not much to do, average performance. Wan-Bissaka, I'll give a 7. I thought Wan-Bissaka was great in the opening passages of the game. He was going forward well, he was threatening. He even went in for a header, glanced it wide, but I appreciate the attacking he's doing. A bit of a switch up from how he usually plays. He's not really too dragged in. He's supporting the winger. He's making overlapping runs, and overall, I think a really positive game from Wan-Bissaka. He defended well, didn't put in a wrong foot except for one Willian chance which he blocked at the end. So Wan-Bissaka gets a 7 from me. Maguire and Lindelof, I'll just give them each a 6. We didn't concede, didn't do much. Maguire didn't really have that many chances to score, neither did Lindelof. 6 overall. They come as a pair. No mistakes, nothing really happened. 6 for Maguire and Lindelof. Luke Shaw is a 7 for me. I would want to give him a 7.5, but if we're sticking to integers, I'd give him a 7 as well. But his 7 is higher than Wan-Bissaka's. I think Luke Shaw played really well tonight. Man of the match for me. Drove forward, created some of our best chances, created a chance that Cavani should have put away with the tap-in, and consistently shows us why he is Manchester United's first string left back. He's thrived from competition, and he's done well for himself. He's really improved the season going forward, and he didn't put in a wrong foot at any chance, at any point. Pepe did have a few shots, but I don't think that was really his fault because he was too far forward and Maguire's just too slow to cover. Onto the midfield. Paul Pogba tried. I think he tried. He was really good in the opening passages of the game, but against Sheffield United, relatively quiet tonight. Really quiet on the left-hand side, didn't really do much, couldn't really influence the game. And moving back into central midfield, he didn't really do much either. I thought he was brilliant in the first 10-15 minutes of the game, but as we didn't really play well in the second half, we just sat back and defended. He couldn't really do his thing. Couldn't show us that little bit of magic that he has in his boots, but didn't put a wrong foot either. He worked hard. Yeah, I give him a 6. He's average once again. Fred had a shot tipped over by Leno. That was a really great chance, and unfortunately, he just couldn't get the ball out of his feet. But I'm sure that if he did, he'd probably put that top bins. Fred gets the 6 as well, to be honest. And that was just an average performance from the midfield, average performance from the defense. Fred for me was another 6. I don't think he really did much wrong tonight, although he did give the ball away a few times in the opening passages of the game. But overall, I think he was pretty solid. He provided us the energy that we lacked against Sheffield United. Scott McTominay, don't know what happened to him. He was quite good in the opening passages of the game as well, but it unfortunately came off. Hope he's doing alright. Because he didn't finish the game, I'd give him a 5. Not really much else to say. Bruno Fernandes, free kick nearly went in. Not the best way to mark a year at Manchester United. Couldn't provide that killer touch tonight, but overall work rate was great and created a few chances. But I think as an attacker, if you're unable to score goals or provide anything, you get an automatic 5. Unfortunately, Bruno gets a 5 for me. Marcus Rashford, don't know why Marcus Rashford didn't shoot. He was literally about 2-3 yards in front of the goal. Yeah, there were a few bodies in the way, but just lace it, mate. Just lace it. I don't even play as an attacker and I know to lace it. Anyone would know to lace it. Anyone watching the game would know to lace it. Arsenal fans would know to lace it. You know, Arsenal fans probably had their heart in their mouths. You were running for the goal. You should have laced it. Poor again tonight. Wasteful. You tried, but poor performance. 4. Cedric was on a yellow card in the opening stages of the game, and yet you couldn't really threaten him. You couldn't really take him on. Don't really know what's going on with Rashford, but he's not doing particularly well recently. I still think it's because he's not 100% fit with an injury, but overall, 4. Wasteful. And there was that one chance where he passed it to Bruno when Cavani was open in the back post. The guy just needs to look up. You know, his final passes are often disappointing and a let off, because he did really well to get into that position. You know, a meg through Xhaka, I think it was. But yeah, 4. On the other side of things was Pogba, but then we go into Martial. I thought Martial was a lot better than he was last game. He put in a shift tonight. I could see the change in his attitude. He had a few chances. He ran at the defender, he ran at the right back a few times, and would have had a goal if Cavani had let the ball through. But as he was an attacker, he couldn't do anything. 5 from me. I hope his attitude changes drastically, because we do want that old Martial back, the old killer mentality back. But I just wanted to make one point that there was one corner where Maguire glanced it on and he just wasn't in the position to tap it in, and I think that really shows that he's not a centre forward. You know, he's a winger, but he's not a winger. He's not a centre forward either. He's a bit of a weird one, but he's not a centre forward, and Manchester United cannot rely on Anthony Martial in the future as a centre forward. I don't think he's got that killer instinct in him. Well, at least not right now, but he was pretty good last season. But as of right now, I don't think he's a complete centre forward, and we really need a centre forward when Cavani goes. You know, Cavani's only got a few years left, 1 or 2 years left in his tank. It's not long before he retires or he's on a free year, goes somewhere else. So we really need a centre forward. Lastly, Edinson Cavani. Spoke about him already. Disappointing performance. He gets a 4.5, but with injuries, I'd give him a 5. I don't think he was as bad as Rashford, as he did get into the chances to score, but he didn't put them to bed, and he should have. You know, a striker with his quality would have put his chances to bed, and it was disappointing to see him miss them. His work rate was good as usual, and his runs were good, but as usual, we can provide much service for him, and that's the issue with this team right now. We can't really create chances. We haven't really been scoring that many goals. We haven't really been scoring any well-crafted team goals. When we go up against teams that sit deep using a low block like Arsenal, we have players like Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford who need to run onto balls and to run behind players and to hit people and counter-attack and take people on. But when you're playing against a 5 at the back formation like against Sheffield United, or a very resolute defense like against Arsenal, we really need intricate players that can play small passes, wriggle around small room, find a shot when nothing else is on, and not give the ball away. And I think that's why I really want Mason Greenwood to play in this game. I think Mason Greenwood would have made a performance. I think he would have made a difference if he was on the pitch. I also think It's an absolute joke that Donny van de Beek isn't playing. Donny van de Beek would have suited this game so well. Someone who can get the ball, take a touch late, get a layoff, move around, create space, and just generally provide passion and desire and drive the team forward. And that's why I think Donny van de Beek deserves a run in the team, and it is really shocking and it's really sad to see a player of his quality sit on the bench like that. But overall, Ollie gets a 4 out of 10. I think going into the game playing McTominay and Fred showed a desire to not concede and a desire to play good defense rather than to go out and attack. And I think that's small club mentality. I don't think that mentality suits Man United. We have drawn 0-0 against Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and that shows because we play McFred and we just look to not concede rather than go at it. And although McTominay came off and Pogba slotted into central midfield, overall we still went into the game with a defensive mindset. I think we didn't defend that much, apart from that one run of play at the start of the second half, but we did go into this game with a defensive mindset, and Ollie really needs to rethink that, because as fans we hate seeing 0-0 draws, we hate seeing us play sideways, backwards passing and not really going at it, but we hate seeing the boys play conservatively, and I think that's what's happening right now. We're playing extremely conservatively. We're not playing as expressively. I think we're playing a bit conservatively. The board need to do something. Nothing in from this transfer window. We have Diallo, but we do need a centre back and an attacker in this transfer window. But once again, Ed Woodward and the board are incompetent twats and refuse to pay up. So yeah, we've got the unbeaten record. We've set an unbeaten record away from home in the Premier League in club history, but we have dropped points against Sheffield United and Arsenal. We've dropped 4 points in 2 games, and we've given City a deserved lead, so not a great performance. And we go again, obviously, but disappointing night.